Rê-Horakhty, the combination of Ra and Horus, god of the sun and sky. In the vast and intricate tapestry of ancient Egyptian mythology, few deities stand out as prominently as Ra and Horus. These two gods, embodying the essence of the sun and the sky, respectively, played pivotal roles in the religious and cultural narratives of ancient Egypt. When these two powerful deities were combined into a single entity, Rê-Horakhty, they formed a composite god that encapsulated the magnificence of both the solar and celestial realms. This synthesis was not merely a fusion of attributes, but a profound reflection of the Egyptian understanding of the universe and the divine forces that governed it. This text delves into the origins, symbolism, worship, and significance of Rê-Horakhty, providing a comprehensive exploration of how this god represented the union of Ra and Horus. The origins of Ra and Horus. Ra, the supreme solar deity. Ra, also spelled Re, was the ancient Egyptian deity of the sun. His worship was central to the Egyptian religion from the earliest times, reflecting the importance of the sun in the daily lives of the Egyptians. Ra was believed to sail across the sky in his solar bark during the day, bringing light and life to the world, and journey through the underworld at night, battling the forces of chaos to ensure the sun's rebirth each morning. This daily cycle of death and rebirth symbolized the eternal nature of life and the universe. The sun god Ra was often depicted as a man with a falcon head, crowned with a sun disk encircled by a serpent. This imagery signified his dominance over the heavens and his protective role against chaos. Ra's significance extended beyond mere solar phenomena. He was considered the king of the gods, the creator of the universe, and the source of all life. His cult center was Heliopolis, known as Unu in Egyptian, which became a major religious site dedicated to the worship of the sun god. Horus, the sky god and divine kingship. Horus, on the other hand, was a multifaceted deity associated with the sky, kingship, and protection. He was often depicted as a falcon or a man with a falcon head, emphasizing his dominion over the skies. Horus was also intimately connected with the concept of divine kingship, embodying the pharaoh's authority and legitimacy as the earthly representative of the gods. The mythology of Horus is rich with narratives that illustrate his role as a protector and avenger. One of the most significant myths involves his battle with Set, the god of chaos and disorder, to avenge the murder of his father, Osiris. This myth not only highlights Horus's martial prowess and dedication to justice, but also underscores his role as the rightful heir to the throne of Egypt. The victory of Horus over Set symbolized the triumph of order over chaos, a central theme in Egyptian cosmology. The fusion. Rê-Horakhty. The fusion of Ra and Horus into the composite deity Rê-Horakhty represented a significant theological development in ancient Egyptian religion. This synthesis combined the solar and celestial aspects of both gods, creating a powerful representation of the sun's journey across the sky. Rê-Horakhty was often depicted as a falcon-headed man wearing a sun disk, embodying the combined attributes of Ra's solar power and Horus's dominion over the sky. The name Rê-Horakhty translates to Ra, who is Horus of the horizons, signifying the god's role in overseeing the sun's passage from the eastern to the western horizon. This composite deity symbolized the unity of the celestial and solar realms, highlighting the interconnectedness of these divine forces in the Egyptian worldview. Rê-Horakhty's worship reflected the Egyptians' profound understanding of the natural cycles and their reliance on the harmonious interplay between the sun and the sky. Symbolism and iconography. Solar imagery and the sun disk. The iconography of Rê-Horakhty prominently features the sun disk, a symbol of Ra's solar power. The sun disk, often depicted encircled by a serpent, represented the eternal cycle of the sun and its protective aspects. This imagery was central to the worship of Ra and, by extension, Rê-Horakhty. The serpent encircling the sun disk symbolized the god's ability to ward off chaos and maintain cosmic order. In addition to the sun disk, Rê-Horakhty was often depicted with the uraeus, the rearing cobra symbol worn by pharaohs and deities alike. The uraeus represented divine authority and protection, reinforcing Rê-Horakhty's role as a guardian of the pharaoh and the cosmos. This combination of solar and regal symbols underscored the god's multifaceted nature, blending aspects of kingship, protection, and cosmic order. Falcon imagery in the sky. The falcon, associated with both Ra and Horus, was a central element in the iconography of Rê-Horakhty. As a falcon-headed deity, Rê-Horakhty symbolized the god's dominion over the sky and the sun's journey across it. The falcon's keen vision and swift flight made it an apt symbol for a deity overseeing the heavens and ensuring the sun's safe passage. The falcon imagery also emphasized Rê-Horakhty's protective role, particularly in the context of kingship. Just as the falcon soars high above, keeping watch over the land, Rê-Horakhty was believed to guard the pharaoh and the kingdom, ensuring their prosperity and stability. This connection between the god and the pharaoh reinforced the divine legitimacy of the ruler, portraying the king as the earthly embodiment of Rê-Horakhty's power. Composite symbolism, unity of sky and sun. The synthesis of Ra and Horus into Rê-Horakhty created a powerful symbol of the unity between the sun and the sky. This composite deity represented the harmonious interplay between these two fundamental forces, reflecting the Egyptian belief in the interconnectedness of natural and divine realms. The imagery of Rê-Horakhty, combining solar and falcon elements, encapsulated this unity, portraying the god as a guardian of cosmic order and a symbol of divine authority. Worship and cult practices. Temples and cult centers. The worship of Rê-Horakhty was centered in major temples dedicated to Ra and Horus, particularly in Heliopolis and Edfu. These temples served as important cult centers where priests performed rituals and ceremonies to honor the god and ensure the continued harmony of the cosmos. The temples were adorned with intricate carvings and reliefs depicting Rê-Horakhty in various forms, emphasizing his significance in the religious life of ancient Egypt. In Heliopolis, the Temple of Ra was a focal point for solar worship, attracting pilgrims and devotees from across the kingdom. The temple complex included an obelisk, a symbol of the sun's rays, and a sacred lake representing the primordial waters from which the sun god emerged. These elements highlighted the central themes of creation and renewal associated with Rê-Horakhty. Festivals and rituals. Festivals dedicated to Rê-Horakhty were significant events in the Egyptian religious calendar. These festivals often coincided with key moments in the solar cycle, such as the winter solstice and the summer solstice, marking the sun's journey and its impact on the agricultural cycle. During these festivals, priests performed elaborate rituals, including offerings of food, incense, and sacred objects, to honor the god and invoke his blessings. One of the most important festivals was the Feast of Ra, celebrated in Heliopolis. This festival included a procession of the god's image through the streets, accompanied by music, dance, and hymns. The festival emphasized the themes of renewal and protection, reinforcing Rê-Horakhty's role as a guardian of the pharaoh and the kingdom. The rituals performed during this festival were believed to ensure the continued prosperity and stability of Egypt. Priestly roles and responsibilities. The priests of Rê-Horakhty played a crucial role in maintaining the god's cult and performing the daily rituals necessary to honor him. These priests, often drawn from the elite classes, were responsible for conducting ceremonies, offering sacrifices, and reciting hymns and prayers. Their duties also included maintaining the temple complex, ensuring that it remained a fitting abode for the god. The high priest, known as the first prophet of Ra, held a particularly important position in the cult of Rê-Horakhty. This priest acted as the intermediary between the god and the pharaoh, overseeing the major rituals and ceremonies performed in the god's honor. The high priest's responsibilities also included interpreting the will of the god, providing guidance to the pharaoh and the kingdom based on divine revelations. Theological significance. Creation myths and cosmology. The fusion of Ra and Horus into Rê-Horakhty had profound theological implications, particularly in the context of Egyptian creation myths and cosmology. Ra was often associated with the creation of the universe, emerging from the primordial waters of Nun and bringing light and life to the cosmos. As Rê-Horakhty, this creative power was combined with Horus's role as a protector and avenger, emphasizing the god's ability to maintain order and justice in the world. In Egyptian cosmology, the sun's journey across the sky symbolized the eternal cycle of creation, death, and rebirth. This cycle was mirrored in the daily and seasonal rhythms of nature, reinforcing the idea that the universe was governed by a harmonious interplay of forces. Rê-Horakhty, as the god of the sun and sky, embodied this cosmic balance, representing the unity of creation and the ongoing struggle to maintain order against the forces of chaos. Divine kingship and the pharaoh. The association of Rê-Horakhty with divine kingship was a central theme in Egyptian theology. The pharaoh, as the earthly representative of the gods, was believed to embody the attributes of Rê-Horakhty, particularly his roles as a protector and ruler. This connection reinforced the pharaoh's legitimacy and authority, portraying him as a divine figure tasked with maintaining order and justice in the kingdom. The imagery of Rê-Horakhty was often used in royal iconography, with the pharaoh depicted alongside the god in scenes of worship and triumph. This portrayal emphasized the close relationship between the king and the deity, highlighting the pharaoh's role as the guardian of cosmic order. The fusion of Ra and Horus into Rê-Horakhty also underscored the idea that the pharaoh's authority was derived from both solar and celestial realms, reinforcing his position as the intermediary between the gods and the people. Rê-Horakhty in myth and legend. The journey of the sun bark. One of the most enduring myths associated with Rê-Horakhty is the journey of the sun bark, which symbolized the sun's daily passage across the sky and through the underworld. According to this myth, Rê-Horakhty sailed in a solar bark, accompanied by a retinue of gods and protective deities, as he traveled from the eastern horizon to the western horizon. This journey represented the god's role in bringing light and life to the world, as well as his battle against the forces of chaos in the underworld. The myth of the sun bark emphasized the cyclical nature of time and the eternal struggle between order and chaos. Each night, Rê-Horakhty descended into the underworld, where he faced the serpent Apep, a symbol of chaos and darkness. With the help of other gods, Rê-Horakhty defeated Apep, ensuring the sun's rebirth each morning. This triumph of light over darkness was a central theme in Egyptian mythology, reflecting the belief in the ongoing renewal of life and the universe. The triumph over Set. The myth of Horus's battle with Set, the god of chaos, is another important narrative associated with Rê-Horakhty. This myth recounts the struggle between Horus and Set for the throne of Egypt, symbolizing the conflict between order and chaos. Horus, as the rightful heir to Osiris, ultimately triumphed over Set, restoring balance and justice to the kingdom. In the context of Rê-Horakhty, this myth highlights the god's role as a protector and avenger, emphasizing his ability to maintain cosmic order. The fusion of Ra and Horus into Rê-Horakhty reinforced the idea that the sun god was not only a creator but also a defender of the universe, safeguarding it against the forces of chaos. This dual role of creator and protector was a defining characteristic of Rê-Horakhty, underscoring his significance in Egyptian mythology and theology. The legacy of Rê-Horakhty. Influence on later religious developments. The worship of Rê-Horakhty had a lasting impact on later religious developments in Egypt and beyond. The synthesis of Ra and Horus into a single deity reflected the Egyptian tendency to combine and reinterpret deities, creating complex theological constructs that could adapt to changing religious and political contexts. This approach influenced the development of other composite deities, such as Ammonius Ra and Tasokar Osiris, which played significant roles in later periods of Egyptian history. The legacy of Rê-Horakhty also extended to other cultures and religions, particularly in the Mediterranean and Near Eastern regions. Elements of Egyptian solar worship, including the imagery of the sun disk and the falcon, were incorporated into the religious iconography of neighboring cultures. This cross-cultural exchange contributed to the diffusion of Egyptian religious concepts and the enduring influence of Rê-Horakhty's symbolism. Modern interpretations and cultural relevance. In modern times, the figure of Rê-Horakhty continues to captivate the imagination of scholars, artists, and the general public. The god's rich symbolism and complex mythology provide valuable insights into the beliefs and values of ancient Egyptian society. Contemporary interpretations of Rê-Horakhty often explore the themes of creation, protection, and the struggle between order and chaos, highlighting their relevance to modern discussions of cosmology and theology. Artists and writers have also drawn inspiration from Rê-Horakhty, creating works that reinterpret the god's imagery and mythology in new and innovative ways. These modern representations contribute to the ongoing cultural relevance of Rê-Horakhty, ensuring that the legacy of this ancient deity continues to resonate in contemporary contexts. Conclusion. The synthesis of Ra and Horus into Rê-Horakhty represents one of the most fascinating and complex developments in ancient Egyptian religion. As a composite deity, Rê-Horakhty embodied the combined attributes of the sun and the sky, reflecting the Egyptians' profound understanding of the natural and divine forces that govern their world. Through an exploration of Rê-Horakhty's origins, symbolism, worship, and theological significance, we gain valuable insights into the beliefs and values of ancient Egyptian society. The legacy of Rê-Horakhty, with its enduring influence on later religious developments and modern interpretations, honors the timeless appeal of this remarkable deity. As a symbol of creation, protection, and cosmic order, Rê-Horakhty continues to inspire and captivate, offering a window into the rich and intricate tapestry of ancient Egyptian mythology and theology. To reach approximately 15,000 words, this text would need to be significantly expanded with more detailed discussions on each of the topics mentioned, additional covering related aspects of Egyptian mythology, more in-depth analysis of Rê-Horakhty's role in specific historical contexts, and further exploration of his influence on later cultures and modern interpretations. If you would like to continue, I can keep expanding on these sections and add new ones as needed.